They've been together since 1986, so after Brian May suffered a heart attack back in 2020, his wife, Anita Dobson, was the first in line to help with his recovery. However, Anita has now admitted that her bedside manner needed work, saying, "I was the most miserable nurse you have ever seen." So, being a nurse in your relationship, Sunetra, I suppose it makes a difference whether it's a long-term condition or a really scary event like Brian May had, or you think, you know, OK, it's a week of man flu.
And, you know, I've worked with Anita and I think she'll have been a far better nurse than she's given herself credit for. But as I've played a TV doctor for so many years, my bedside manner is very flippant, and maybe I've flipped into wanting to prove I could be better than I've been on screen at times. And so when Scott gets ill, or anyone really that's close to me gets ill, I kind of want to be as good to them as I want someone to be for me. But I have been, like, doors slammed on my face. Like, Scott's not interested. He's like, leave me alone, let me get ill on my own and I'll let you know if I need you. And I found that I'm not actually... I'm fine with that. I'm like, OK, well, then I'll just wait downstairs. And then I think, oh, I should be a bit better than that. And I get told no. So I don't think I am a very good nurse, but that I am a very good patient. I'll let you look after me. I will let you look after me.
I think women can't help themselves, though, can they?
I can.
Well, you're natural nurturers, aren't you?
No.
No, I'm not really a nurse.
Are you a natural nurturer?
I can't help keep asking, do you want anything? And yeah. So, but Mark's very responsive to that. He's like, yeah, I could do with some paracetamol. Or I think you better take me temperature. But yeah, so I'm pretty good at that, and I'm quite patient. But it runs out quite quickly. But for me, if I'm ill, like not seriously ill, he won't even know about it, because I don't say anything and I don't go on about it. But with Mark, you get an update every 2 minutes.
Yeah, we're conditioned.
Oh, I think you need to take the temperature.
I know.
And then he puts on this voice, like the sick voice.
Oh, the sick voice.
The sick voice.
The sick voice. But, I mean, Link said to me one day, "You are the worst nurse of anybody that I've ever known." I said, that is because you are the worst patient. My nursing skills are made better or worse by how the patient is. But Lincoln isn't...
Never your fault, Dens. Never your fault.
He's a cross, poorly person. So if somebody goes to me, don't leave the door up, you've opened the curtains, it's like, oh, my God, I don't care about you. Shut the door, I don't care. But if you do a little boy voice of... could I just have some... It makes me a bit more sympathetic. But Lincoln is the typical man with man flu. Why do men with man flu have to clutch the furniture when they walk around? Why do they have to move from the chair to the breakfast kit, the sink, and then like that all the time? That just makes me...
I don't think that's a man or a woman thing. I think some men and some women... I mean, well, Ian is not like that. He is so stoic. He absolutely is. He never complains when he's not well. And I don't think I do either. We're really quite similar. Yeah.
When I'm really poorly, when I've been really poorly, and especially with mental illness, which obviously you can't see, I have to say, though, that's when Lincoln has really come into his own. He is marvellous at looking after me. I'm talking about more of the superficial, and I know Mark was with you.
Credit where credit's due. When I was really ill, when I had breast cancer, he was like a superhero. I mean, honestly, and I wasn't surprised, but... I was a bit surprised at how amazing he was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that is such a gift to have someone.
I couldn't help telling people, and I mean, everyone thinks he's amazing anyway, but I mean, it was quite incredible, actually, what he did, how he supported
that is love.
me.
I mean, that is love. And when you're in that situation, it's, you know, you're going to be poorly for 2 or 3 days. You can still afford to have that banter. Oh, shut up, oh, get away.
Exactly.
But when the chips are really down.
You know when you have that sort of level of devotion. And we would all hope that we had that. I mean, God, I saw my mum, you know, for 2 years nurse my dad like that. And, I mean, she ran herself into the ground to the point that you're watching, thinking, I don't know who I'm more concerned about, my dad, who was officially ill, and my mum, you know, who was running herself into the ground. She was never very good at the sort of nicey-nicey stuff, my mum, because she was a very sort of, you know, a little tornado. But she would have moved mountains if she could. And when you watch that from a slightly removed position, it's awe-inspiring.
Yeah. People don't always need sympathy, though, do they? I mean, a lot of people don't like that sort of nurse.
No, you're right.
No.
You know what? When I was ill, because my dad's a
Do you know what
doctor,
I mean?
he would just say, "Oh, we'll have to chop your leg off."
Yeah.
Everything.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, literally no
Yeah.
sympathy at all.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I was like the tough love from a child.
Yeah.
And like not being a good.
My sister
you're
always
right.
says that we're always, you know, we're always pleased because Mum was poorly for so many years with on and off with a cancer, and Dad was obviously caring for her, and then of course latterly he was poorly, and we always say it was a much better way around because my dad was a much better nurse than my mother would have been. I mean, I just imagine my mother go, "Oh God, he's driving me up the wall, yeah, Dad." She would have just been doing that about absolutely everything, with Dad going like this, desperate for help. Oh my God! So it definitely sorted itself out that way, but yeah.